Welcome, and thank you for joining me to learn more about the Maryland Sea Grant Coastal Resilience and Sustainability Fellowship Program. My name is Mike Allen, and I'm the Associate Director at Maryland Sea Grant. I'll be walking you through the application process today. First, let's start by talking about the most important details of the fellowship program. This program provides support for a graduate student for up to 2 years. You can submit a 1-year budget or a 2-year budget, depending on the proposed research program. The fellowship award will officially start on September 1st, 2016, and will run through the length of your grant award. Proposals are due to us here at Maryland Sea Grant on March 25th of this year. The fellowship provides up to $45,000 in funding, of which the student can budget. Additionally, your institution is required to provide matching funds of 50%, or 2 to 1. If requesting the full $45,000, that would be $22,500 in federal support. Students eligible for the program are any graduate students enrolled full-time in a graduate or professional degree program. That's a master's or a PhD program here in Maryland or the District of Columbia. Additionally, students applying to be in a graduate program in the fall would be eligible to apply for this fellowship. They would just have to provide proof of acceptance into their graduate program. So what exactly is the fellowship program, and how does it differ from other offerings from Maryland Sea Grant? Unlike our traditional program, where grad students are paired with a faculty advisor who is receiving support from Maryland Sea Grant, in this case, graduate students write their own proposal and apply directly to us. Their faculty mentor will be the PI on the proposal, and an outreach or end-user mentor will be on the proposal to help the student to bridge the gap between their research and how it will be useful for educators or stakeholders. We'll talk a little bit more about the outreach mentor in just a bit. So what exactly is coastal resilience or coastal sustainability research? Well, Maryland Sea Grant interprets this to be very broad and to encompass a great variety of research across all of our focus areas. We encourage you to take a look at our strategic plan, which lays out the different focus areas and the kinds of research which we support. Some of the things that might be considered are water resources issues, whether that's in cities or rural areas or anywhere in between. Research associated with stormwater and its many impacts, climate change adaptation research from the individual organismal level to populations and communities, or impacts on infrastructure and ecosystems, coastal processes studies within the Chesapeake and coastal bays, resilience from coastal hazards, resilience of coastal businesses, economics research, local communities projects, coastal tourism projects, fisheries sustainability projects, or sustainability research in general related to one of our focus areas. To give you an idea about the breadth of research we are considering, take a look at some of our current fellows through this research program. Hillary Lane Glandon is a PhD student at Chesapeake Biological Lab working with Dr. Tom Miller. Her project is looking at the blue crab and the impacts of future increases in acidification on the physiology, population structure, and sustainability of crab populations. Her end-use mentor works with the Potomac River Fisheries Commission and will help her to translate her research to blue crab fishery stakeholders at the Commission and more broadly. Emily Russ is a PhD student working with Dr. Cindy Palinkas at Horn Point Laboratory. Her research is exploring sediment deposition from the Susquehanna River into the upper Chesapeake Bay and how that deposition has changed through time. Emily is working with a Maryland Sea Grant Extension agent to develop outreach materials appropriate for stakeholders. Ray Thompson is a PhD student at the University of Maryland College Park working with Dr. David Tilley. She's developing models to understand the energetic diversity of green infrastructure and to provide new metrics for green infrastructure resilience. Specifically, she's working with PEPCO's Watershed House, which was developed by the University of Maryland. As you can see, our current fellows have diverse research interests, and we hope to get a diverse selection of proposals in for the 2016 competition as well. So what should you be looking for in an outreach or end user mentor? Well, this mentor is someone who should be able to help you to translate your research to a stakeholder or an end user community, whether that's an educator to a K-12 community or someone from a resource organization helping you to translate what you are doing as research and to get your research into a form that can be used by those groups. These mentors can be extension staff, either from Maryland Sea Grant or from the University of Maryland Extension Service. They can be educators at your laboratory or with a local high school. They could be resource managers such as from the Department of Natural Resources, the Potomac River Fisheries Commission, or the like. Or they could be other end users such as from the nonprofit world. Importantly, they are not academic faculty members from your institution or another institution. So you receive the Maryland Sea Grant Fellowship. What are the requirements that we expect of our fellows? Well, first we expect you to meet regularly throughout the course of your fellowship with your outreach or end user mentor to ensure that you are appropriately translating your research and making the best use of your research outcomes. Second, you're going to need to provide annual and final reports to us at Maryland Sea Grant on your progress. You will need to provide electronic copies of any publications that you derive from your research and your thesis or your dissertation. And in all of those, you should acknowledge support of Maryland Sea Grant. Additionally, fellows are required to participate in some of Maryland Sea Grant's professional development activities. These include our orientation, our communication and science workshop, as well as participation with REU students in REU events during the summer that graduate fellows are invited to participate in. Finally, we expect students to contribute to the Maryland Sea Grant blog Fellowship Experiences at least twice a year, once every semester. For this blog entry, you will receive feedback from Maryland Sea Grant communications staff to help you translate it into a way that's more usable and more user-friendly for the general public. Finally, we expect our fellows to attend a national meeting relevant to their research. So you want to submit a fellowship application. What are the components that you need in order to get that put together? First off, you need a cover sheet for your institution. This will include your principal investigator, your name, and your outreach mentor's name, and will be signed by your sponsored programs office. An example is found on the forms page on the Maryland Sea Grant website. Next, you need a project summary form and budget forms. These are created through the Maryland Sea Grant online budget worksheets, which I will describe to you in just a short bit. Fourth, you will need a one-page career goals statement, followed by the project description, which describes the entirety of your research project, and then your literature cited. Seventh, you need to have a timeline that lays out the tasks involved in your fellowship project, both the research tasks and the outreach tasks, and at what point during your fellowship they will be completed. Next, include an academic CV or a biosketch, a 2-page maximum. We recommend that you use the NSF biosketch format, which is described in their grant proposal guide. Next, include copies of your undergraduate and graduate school transcripts. These can be unofficial or official copies of your transcripts and will be included as PDFs as part of your document. 10th, if you are not currently a student but will be a student in the fall, please include proof of acceptance and enrollment in your institution. This can be a letter from the dean or your acceptance letter from the graduate college. Finally, include letters of recommendation from both your academic advisor, the PI on your proposal, as well as from your end use or outreach mentor. These can be included in the proposal submitted through our website, or they can be sent directly to us at Maryland Sea Grant. Next, I will walk you through filling out your project summary, budget, and budget justification. To create your budget and project summary, go to this website, and log in with your faculty advisor's name, who should appear under the Principal Investigator button. From here you can change the faculty affiliation and then create a new project for your proposal. Click the Go On button to go on to the project summary. From the project summary worksheet, you can enter the project title as well as the duration of the project. Select 1 year or 2 year, which allows you to change the budget for multiple years. Your PI's name should be under Principal Investigator, and you can add your name, last name, first name, and affiliation as the first co-PI. Add partners, add strategic codes, your keywords, your one-page abstract, and your data sharing plan, and click Save. From here, you can add your project budget by clicking on the budget radio icon and go on. On the budget worksheets, the first thing you see is instructions for how to complete the form. As you scroll down, you'll find the different boxes in which you can enter your information. Your principal investigator's name will be at the top, where you can add in the Sea Grant funds, those are funds requested, and grantee funds, those are funds you're matching with. You enter the budget justification in the box below that. For graduate students, you would add your salary information under the Research Assistant Graduate Students line. To open that box to enter information, click the Show button, which provides boxes for both years 1 and years 2. Enter the time, the Sea Grant requested funds, the grantee funds, and the full budget justification. You will see there's information here under the Format Help for doing specific formatting, and there is a place where it says explanation, which provides a full description of what would be for a specific category. Permanent equipment, supplies, travel, again years 1 and 2, provide a full justification in each box where you add numbers. And near the bottom you will find an area to add indirect costs, which can be requested or matched, as well as the full justification for the indirect cost rate. Then click the Save button and you're all set. To print PDFs of your budget summary and worksheet, click on the Create PDFs button and go on. From here you will see the Creating PDFs sheet. Here scroll down to Project Summary, Budget Form, Budget Justification. Add in the name for the file you want to create and then click Create PDF. Next is the Career Goal Statement. For this section, we're trying to get a sense of who you are as a person and what motivates you in your science and professional career. For this statement, please include something about your educational and professional goals, especially how they relate to the goals for the fellowship and to how they're relevant to Maryland Sea Grant's mission. Please describe how fellowship and professional development support for Maryland Sea Grant will contribute to your goals. Finally, once you've finished all components of the proposal, pull them all together into one single PDF file and submit it through the Maryland Sea Grant Proposal Submission website. On this page, you will see places to enter your name, email address, institution, who are your PI and your Enduser Mentor, as well as your proposal title. There is space to upload one single PDF file. This file should be approved by your sponsored programs office prior to submitting to Maryland Sea Grant. Letters of recommendation can be included in this file, or they can be mailed to us at Maryland Sea Grant. Finally, in summary, I would like to remind you that the fellowship deadline is March 25th, 2016 at 5 p.m. Please be in contact with us well before this deadline to get access to the budget worksheets so that you can fill them out and include them in your final submission. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact us. My email address is at the bottom of this screen, as is the link to the fellowship website where you can find the entire PDF of the RFP.